All right. So in this class, we are going to be discussing paper 5, probability and statistics, February, March 2024. The first question is, a bag contains 9 blue marbles and 3 red marbles. One marble is chosen at random from the bag. If this marble is blue, it is replaced back into the bag. If this marble is red, it is not returned to the bag. A second marble is now chosen at random from the bag. Find the probability that both marbles chosen are red. So we need to find the probability that both marbles chosen are red. Red and red. I'm going to read the question again. There is a bag that contains 9 blue marbles and 3 red marbles. One marble is chosen at random from the bag. If this marble is blue, it is replaced back into the bag. If this marble is red, it is not returned to the bag. A second marble is now chosen at random from the bag. So if you want to think of it as a tree diagram, okay, in the first pick, you are going to either pick a red or a blue marble. The probability of picking up a red marble is going to be 9 upon 12. The probability of picking up the blue marble, it's going to be 3 upon 12, right? The probability of picking up a blue marble will be 9 upon 12. Now the question says, if this marble is a blue marble, it is replaced back into the bag. One marble is chosen at random from the bag. If this is blue, then it is going to be replaced back into the bag. If this marble is red, it is not returned to the bag. A second marble is now chosen at random from the bag. So if the first marble was a red one, the second marble can be a red or a blue marble. If it is a red marble, it is not going to be returned to the bag. So the probability of picking up a red marble will now be 2 upon 11. The probability of picking up a blue marble will now be 9 upon 11. There were initially 9 marbles. If the first marble was a blue marble, then the question says that it is going to be replaced back into the bag. So the probability of picking up the second marble red would be 3 upon 12, and picking up the blue marble would be 9 upon 12. The first part says find the probability that both the marbles chosen are red. So red and red. So that's going to be 3 upon 12 times 2 upon 11. Please calculate it. Three upon 12 times 2 upon 11. I'm getting 3 upon 12 times 2 upon 11. That's 1 upon 22. Okay, that's the first probability. Part B says find the probability that the first marble chosen is a blue marble. Chosen is blue, given that the second marble chosen is red. So we need to find the probability that the first marble chosen is blue, given that the second marble chosen is red. Now, if I just bring this tree diagram over here, now try to answer this question using this tree diagram. This is a conditional probability. So in the denominator, you will have probability that the second marble is a red marble. And in the numerator, you will have probability that the first marble is a blue marble and the second marble was a red marble. Now, what's going to be the probability that the second marble is a red marble? RR and BR. First marble red ho sakta hai, second marble red, first marble blue, second marble red. So that's the probability of second marble being red. So find the probability 3 upon 12 times 2 upon 11, that was 1 upon 22, plus 9 upon 12 times 9 upon 12. 3 upon 12. So the working should be 3 upon 12 times 2 upon 11 plus 9 upon 12 times 3 upon 12. And in the numerator, you should have 9 upon 12 times 3 upon 12. Let's work it out. For the denominator, you should be getting 41 upon 176. And for the numerator, you should be getting 27 upon 144. Okay. Now, if you divide this, you should get 33 upon 41. That is the probability that the first marble is a blue, given that the second marble was a red. All right. Any questions till here? Okay. Okay, question number 2. Sam is a member of a soccer club. She is practicing scoring goals. The probability that Sam will score a goal on any attempt is 0.7, independently of all the other attempts. Sam makes 10 attempts at scoring goals. Find the probability that Sam will score goals on fewer than 8 of these attempts. So by reading the question, do you agree that it's a binomial distribution question? There are fixed number of trials. There are fixed number of attempts. She's making fixed number of attempts. And those attempts are independent. Okay. And we need to find the probability that fewer than 8 of these attempts are successful. Okay. So first define your random variable X. That's the number of attempts required to score a goal. Okay. X represents the number of attempts required to score a goal. What distribution does X follow? X follows a binomial distribution. X follows a binomial distribution with 10 attempts, and the probability of success is 0.7. We need to find the probability that she is going to attempt fewer than 8 attempts to score the goal. Now, fewer than 8 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up till 7. Now, instead of calculating all these probabilities, what you could have done is find the probability of 8, 9, and 10, and subtract this from total, which is 1. Total probability is 1. Now, probability that X is going to be 8, that's going to be 10C8, 0.7 की power 8, 0.3 to the power of 2. 10C9, 0.7 की power 9, 0.3 की power 1. 10C10 times 0.7 की power 10 times 0.1 की power 0. 0.3 की power 0. Now let's calculate this. Rafe and Nafe, tell me the answers. Yeah, do we have the answers? -1 से माइनस करके बता दो. Okay. 0.617. Thank you, Nafe. 0.617. Now, the second part, आपका आ गया आंसर. The second part says find the probability that Sam's first successful attempt will be before her fifth attempt. पहला successful attempt जो उसका होगा, that's going to be before the fifth attempt. Now we can say that now X represents number of attempts until the first success. First success जब तक नहीं आ जाएगी तब तक आप event repeat करते रहोगे. This is an indication that this part follows a geometric distribution. So if X follows a geometric distribution, the probability of success is 0.7, right? Now we need to find that the first successful attempt will be before her first attempt, before her fifth attempt. So that is X less than 5, right? X less than 5 का मतलब है she can be successful in the first attempt or the second or the third or the fourth. इन सबकी individual probabilities निकालो, या फिर just realize that you need to calculate probability of X less than equal to 4. ठीक है, X less than 5 is same as X less than equal to 4. Now X less than, what you can do is you can find probability of X greater than 4 और उसको 1 में से minus कर दो. In a geometric distribution, probability of X greater than R is Q to the power of R, and probability of X less than equal to R is 1 minus Q to the power of R. Okay, so if I want to find the probability of X being less than equal to 4, that's same as 1 minus Q to the power of 4. Q represents the probability of failure. Failure की probability क्या है? 0.3. 0.99. That's 0.992. That should be the answer. Clear? Okay, part C. V is a member of the same soccer club. He is also practicing scoring goals. The probability that V will score a goal on any attempt is 0.6, independently of all the other attempts. V is going to keep making attempts until he scores 3 goals. Find the probability that he scores his third goal on the 7th attempt. Okay, so how many attempts will he have? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On this 7th attempt, he is going to be successful. He is going to score the third goal on the 7th attempt. What is the probability of scoring any goal? 0.6. So the probability of scoring any goal is 0.6, and it says independently of any other attempts. So the third goal is going to be attempted at the 7th attempt. अब यहाँ पे he is going to be able to score 2 goals. Okay, out of these 6 attempts, he is going to be able to score 2 goals, and he is going to miss 4 attempts. ठीक है, 2 goals attempt successful attempt होंगे, 4 goals miss हो जाएंगे. So do you agree that this follows a binomial condition, right? We have out of these, we have fixed number of attempts. ये 6 attempts हैं. Out of these 6, there are going to be 2 successes, 4 failures. So over here we want 2 successes out of 6. The probability of success is 0.6. The probability of failure is 0.4. And for the last goal, it's going to be 0.6. अब इसको multiply करें. Okay, this is for 2 successes and 4 failures. And this is that the third success on the 7th attempt. 0.08, 3 decimal places. 0.0829 आगे 4. So 0.0829. Any questions still here? Online students, any questions so far? Clear? Can I move on? All right. Now, the time taken in minutes by 150 students to complete a puzzle are summarized in the table. So you have been given a frequency distribution table, and you are expected to draw a histogram to represent this information. Histogram, okay, first identify the class width. So the class width is the upper boundary minus the lower boundary. In this case, the boundaries are given because these values are equal. So the class width is the upper boundary minus the lower boundary. We can see that there are unequal class widths. So for drawing histogram, we will have to calculate frequency densities. Frequency density कैसे calculate करते हैं? Frequency divided by class width. So frequency divided by class width. 8 divided by 20. 4 upon 10, 0.4. 23 divided by 10, 2.3. 35 divided by 5, 7. 52 divided by 5, 10.4. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 12 divided by 20 is 0.6. Now, once we have the heights, we are going to plot them on the graph. The vertical axis is going to be for frequency density. The horizontal axis is for the quantity that was being measured, that is time. Yes, now frequency density is frequency divided by class width. Okay, now let's mark the values on the axes. 0, we need to go till 70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. For the vertical axis, we need to go as high as 11, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Now, for the first interval, the height is, for 0 to 20 wala interval, the height is 0.4. So 0.4 is going to be over here. For 10 to 20, the height is 2.3. 2.2, 2.3. From 20 to 30, sorry, from 30 to 35, the height is 7. This was, oh, my bad. We need to draw it from 0 to 20. 0 to 20, okay? This is the rectangle. Then from 20 to 30, the height is 2.3. Then from 30 to 35, the height is 7. Then from 35 to 50, 35 to 40, the height is 10.4. Okay. Then from 40 to 50, the height is 2. Then from 50 to 70, the height is 0.6. That's your histogram. Clear? Now, part B says calculate an estimate for the mean time of these students to complete the puzzle. Calculate an estimate for the mean time for these students to complete the puzzle. So we have the frequency distribution table. To calculate the mean time, I'm going to use sigma fx over sigma f. For that, I'll be needing the mid values of the boundaries. I'm going to calculate the mid value. The mid value for 0 and 20, that would be 10. For 20 and 30, that's going to be 25. 30 or 35 ke liye 32.5, 37.5, 45, 45, okay, and 60. So to calculate the mean time, it's going to be sigma fx over sigma f. 10 times 8 plus 25 times 23 plus 32.5 times 35 plus 37.5 times 52 plus 45 times 20 plus 60 times 12. divided by the total frequency. That means the total number of students that were 150. Okay. Calculate this for me, please. 35.75. Three significant figures, 35.8 minutes. Okay. Now, in which class interval does the lower quartile of the time lie? Sorry. Okay. Just a second. Okay. In which class interval does the lower quartile of the time lie? Lower quartile exists at 25th percentile. So 25th percentile of the total frequency, that is 150. What's 25th percentile of 150? 37.5. So we are looking for the 37.5th observation. Over here, 37.5th observation means 37th and the 38th observation. Okay, so 8 plus 23, that's 31. And this is 35. So 37th and the 38th observation will lie over in this interval. So this is the class interval where your lower quartile is going to lie. So t greater than equal to 30, less than equal to 35 is the required class interval. Sorry? Lower quartile is always at 25th percentile, median is at 50th percentile, and upper quartile is at 75th percentile. All right. Now, question number 4 says, a company sells small and large bags of rice. The masses of the small bags of rice are normally distributed with mean 1.2 kg and standard deviation of 0.16 kg. For this question, you'll be needing the normal distribution table. Okay. Do you have it right now? So in this question, X basically represents masses of small bags. The question says, in a random sample of 500 of these small bags of rice, how many would you expect to have a mass greater than 1.26 kg? Okay, so X represents masses of small bags. X follows a normal distribution with mean 1.20 kg and the standard deviation is going to be 0.16 square. So if I draw a normal distribution curve, okay, if I draw a normal distribution curve, the mean is 1.20. Question says, in a random sample of 500 of these small bags of rice, how many would you expect? So in a random sample of 500 of these small bags of rice, how many would you expect to have a mass greater than 1.26 kg? Acha, ab is question mein the question is asking about the expected value. The expected value is calculated as NP. Okay. Now we know the value of N. There are 500 of these small bags. P is the probability of success over here. P is the probability that a single bag will have a mass greater than 1.26 kg. So the question says, first find the probability that a single bag will have a mass greater than 1.26 kg. Now 1.26 is a value greater than the mean. So it's going to be towards the right side of the mean. Probability of X greater than 1.26 is this region. We need to calculate this probability, which is called the tail probability. Okay. The first we are going to find the body area, and then we are going to subtract this area from 1. Now, to find this body area, we will have to first find the corresponding z value for 1.26. So probability of z being greater than 1.26 minus 1.20 divided by sigma. So 1.26 minus 1.20 divided by sigma, that is 0.16. What does the z score comes out to be? 0.375. Okay. Are you sure? No, 0.375 hoga. So the z value is 0.375. Now, okay, now you're going to go back to your table, normal distribution table, and at a value of 0.375, you're going to read the body area. Sahi? So go back to your, achha, you don't have to. Just a second. Okay, that's the z table. Okay, what's the value? 0.375. Let me copy down this. I'm gonna copy it down over here. अच्छा 0.375 पे z वैल्यू क्या आ रही है? 0.37. Okay, and the fifth value is 19. So 0.6443 में you're going to add 0.0019. Do you get 0.6462? 0.6462. Okay. Zero point six four two. 0.6462. So the required probability would be 1 minus 0.6462, which is 1 minus 0.06462. 0.35. 354. 354. ठीक है? Now the core part B. The masses of the large bags of rice are normally distributed with mean 2.5 and standard deviation alpha. 20% of these large bags of rice have a mass less than 2.4 kg. Find the value of alpha. So now let's say Y represent masses of large bags. This also follows a normal distribution with a mean of 2.5 kg and the standard deviation is sigma. So if I draw a bell curve, the mean is 2.5 kg. Now 20% of these large bags of rice have a mass less than 2.4. So how would you write this as a statement? 20% of these large bags of rice have a mass of less than 2.4. 2.4 की value would be below the mean. And 20% of these have a mass less than 2.4. So that means probability of x less than 2.4 is 0.2. So if this tail area is 0.2, then what's going to be the body area? 0.8. And since this value is below the mean, what is going to be the z-score for this? Positive or negative? Negative. So you're going to go back to the table, read the corresponding z value at 0.8 and find the z value. Okay. So go back to the table, find the z value at 0.8. So we are looking at a probability of 0.8. 0.8 की जो closest होगी ना वो read कर लो. 7995. इसमें 5 ऐड करना पड़ेगा. सही है. So the z score would be 0.842. ठीक है. 0.842. 0.842. So the z value would be negative 0.842. Now z value is equals to x minus mu upon sigma. Negative 0.842 equals to x. X value is 2.4 minus 2.50 divided by sigma. इसको solve करके sigma की value निकालो. जीरो पॉइंट डबल वन एट सेवन आगे 6. So that should be 0.119. That's the value of sigma. ठीक है. A random sample of 80 large bags of rice is chosen. Use a suitable approximation to find the probability that fewer than 22 of these large bags of rice have a mass less than 2.4 kg. Suitable approximation in your syllabus is normal approximation. So basically it's a binomial distribution question that has to be dealt with normal approximation. Okay. So x represents the discrete data over here. So what we are trying to find is, what does x represent? The number of bags, the number of large bags of rice. Okay, number of large bags of rice. Now 80, this follows a binomial distribution with 80 bags. And what's the probability that a bag will have a mass less than 2.4? We just found out, or we have been given that it's 20%, 0.2. Okay, so the probability of success is going to be 0.2. X represents the number of large bags of rice having a mass of less than 2.4. अब हम ये मालूम करना चाह रहे हैं कि उन 80 बैग्स में से कितने ऐसे बैग्स हैं जिनका मास लेस देन 2.4 kg होगा. सही है. X follows a binomial distribution with 80 attempts and 0.2 is the probability of success. Okay, we need to find the probability that fewer than 22. Probability that X is less than 22. अब x less than 22 में कितनी probabilities आएंगी? 0, 1, 2, 3 up till 21. It's not feasible for you to calculate the individual probabilities in the exam. So that's why you're going to go for a approximation. And that approximation is a normal approximation. Now, if you want to use normal approximation, you always have to check, is the normal approximation valid or not? So how do you check? If these two conditions are fulfilled, that is NP and NQ, these values must be greater than 5. In this case, N is 80, P is 0.2. Okay, that comes out to be 16. Is this greater than 5? Yes. NQ, that is 80 times 0.4. Obviously, this is also going to be greater than 5. So yes, you can go for normal approximation. Now, if you want to solve this question through normal approximation, you need the mean and the standard deviation. Okay, how do I calculate the mean? For the mean is going to be equal to NP. Okay, so 80 times 0.2, that is 16. and the variance is going to be equal to NPQ. So 80 times 0.4 times 0.2, which is 80 times 0.4 times 0.2. 0.8, my bad, sorry. 80 times, sorry, 0.8 होगा, okay? अगर probability of success is 0.2, so probability of failure would be 12.8. Okay, so I can say that X now follows a normal distribution with mean 16, and the standard deviation is going to be square root of 12.8. All right, now the question says, find the probability of X less than 22. So over here, we will have to do continuity correction. We'll have to make boundaries of 22. The boundaries of 22 are 21.5 and 22.5. Since you want X less than 22, you will be taking the boundary 21.5. So this is going to be your next step. Probability of X less than 22 is the same as saying probability of X less than 21.5. You're going to find the corresponding Z value of 21.5. So if I draw the bell curve, the mean is 16. I want to find the probability that it's going to be less than 21.5. So find the Z value. 21.5 minus 16 divided by sigma, that is square root of 12.8. What's the Z score? Find me the Z score, please. 1.537. Okay. Now 1.537 is the Z score. We are going to read the body area at 1.537. So go back to the table. 1.53 and 7, which is 8. So 0.9370 plus 0.0008, that's 0.9378. Okay, so 0.9378 is the answer. Zero 0.9378. So the final answer is 0.9378, which is 0.938, 3 significant figures. Okay, this is the working that you're going to do for a 5-mark question on normal approximation. Okay, question number 5. Anil is taking part in a tournament. In each game in this tournament, players are awarded 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. For each of Anil's games, the probabilities that he will win, draw, or lose are 0.5, 0.3, and 0.2 respectively. The results of the games are all independent of each other. The random variable X is the total number of points that Anil scores in his first 3 games in the tournament. Show that probability of X equals to 2 is 0.114. Okay, what is X over here? X represents the total number of the points that Anil scored. Now, if you understand the tournament, in each game in this tournament, he's awarded 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 point for a loss. And their respective probabilities are given over here. Okay, now the question says, find the probability that his score is 2. Now he's playing how many games? 3. And we want a score of 2. How is that possible? If he wins 1 and loses 2, will he get a score of 2? What's the other option? 2 draws and 1 loss. Okay, these are the 2 possibilities. Now, what is the probability of winning? 0.5. What is the probability of losing? 0.2, 0.2. Now, this can be done in any order. हो सकता था वो पहला लूज करे फिर दूसरा विन करे फिर तीसरा लूज करे सही है so how many combinations are there 3 win lose win lose win okay 2 draws so draw की probability is 0.3 and lose की probability is 0.2 इसके भी कितने combinations हो सकते हैं 3 this is the probability that his score is going to be 2 find me the result 0.114 1 probability तो 1 point हो ही नहीं सकती ना देखो तुमने 0.114 होनी चाहिए. Is that correct? Online students, are we getting 0.114? Okay. Now the second part says calculate the probability distribution table for x. So we have been given possible values of x that ranges from 0 to 6. We need to find the probability of 0, 1, and 5. Now probability that his score is 0, that he will lose all the games. 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2, that's simply 0.008. Probability that his score is 1, 1 draw, 2 loss. So 0.3 into 0. What's the probability of lose? 0.2 into 0.2. And how many possible combinations are there? 3. 0.036. 0.3 into 0.2 into 0.2. 0.2 into 0.2 is 0.04. Okay? 0.036. Probability that x is 5. 1 win, 2 draws. विन पे तो उसको कितने पॉइंट्स मिल रहे थे? विन पे 2 मिल रहे थे, ये तो 4 पॉइंट्स होंगे. हमें 5 पॉइंट्स चाहिए. 2 wins, 1 draw. Now winning probability is 0.5. Drawing probability is 0.3, and this can be done in how many ways? 3. Oh, 0.225. That's our probability distribution table. सही है. Part C says find the value of variance of x. Variance is defined as expected value of the x square values minus the square of the expected value of x. So expected value of x square values के लिए I'll have to use this probability distribution table and we'll have to square the x values. Okay, I'm going to copy down over here the table. So square them. This is 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Okay, so 0 plus 1 times 0.036 plus 4 times 0.0114, 0.114 plus 9 times 0.207 plus 16 times 0.285 plus 25 times 0.225 plus 36 times 0.125. This is E of x square minus E of x, the whole thing square. Okay, that's going to be 0 plus 1 times 0.036 plus 2 times 0.114. ठीक है, ये पूरी वर्किंग शो कर दीजिएगा. The whole thing square.